Hey strangers, it's me, the stranger that talks to strangers. Is that my thing now? Am I that guy? I asked you all what's something you wish you would have said, and within 30 minutes I had over 1,000 replies, so that's what we're doing today. We could sort of think of this as a you laugh, you lose challenge, but instead it's crying. So if you cry, you lose. People were very open and very honest with their replies. It's sort of like when they replied to my question, it was like a diary they got to write into. I just happened to be reading that diary in front of however many people see this video. Before I read these replies, I want to give a trigger warning. I never really understood trigger warnings until I started social media, and then a lot of replies that I would get from strangers on the street, I thought were beautiful. They were very real, very raw, but they would include some things that can make people very upset. And I don't want my videos to hurt anyone, so I just want to give a small trigger warning before I read these replies. So anyway, first answer. I wish I had said I love you to my mom when she was alive. She passed away in 2017 and she was sick ever since I could remember. I had to grow up fast and I had pent up anger. I wanted to be normal and go play outside, go to the mall. But all I could do was stay with my mom and make sure she eats and takes her medicine. I don't remember being nice to her when she was at her worst. So yeah, I wish I had said I love her a lot when she was alive. Thank you for writing this, and I hope that this story is able to help other people, and I hope it helped you by writing this. I wish I would have expressed my feelings and said I'm sorry to my ex-best friend. I learned to live because of her and have fun, view the world differently. We had a situation where my ego got the best of me and it haunts me to this day. She's living in another country and I have no access to her. It bugs me to this day as I've done my best to reach out, but no success. I will always root for her and wish her the best. I don't know if I want to add anything to these, or if I just want to rate them, like sad 10 out of 10. But I feel like a couple of these I will give my thoughts on. And my thought on this is that it's very impressive that this individual was able to have the self-awareness to be able to write something like this. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the situation was that the ego got in the way, but the fact that you can write this to me is very impressive and you should give yourself some merit for that. So thank you for writing this. Okay, next answer. I'm gonna try not to cry to these. I don't think I'm gonna cry. These are really heartfelt though. I wish I had asked more questions about my grandfather's life, listened to him talk more and show that I cared, because I no longer have the opportunity to now. I told myself I wasn't gonna cry, so I'm not gonna cry. I'm sorry and I love you and please don't leave me. Because you leaving has been the biggest ache and space in my soul. Every day I wake up and for those split few seconds before my thoughts kick in, I breathe and smell you. I think of you. I'm not going to cry. Then I realize that despite you being real and being out there, I don't get to know how you are. I don't get to know how you're feeling. I don't get to know if you still like vanilla cupcakes with no frosting, or if you leave the last few sips of your latte, or if you have cereal at night, or if you read Harry Potter and think of me. I refuse to cry. You're real and you're out there, but I'm still aching for you. I love you so much that despite not being able to say any of this for the last 10 years, I still pray for you in my heart because I believe this universe will unite us one day. The person who wrote this, I hope you're doing okay. I think you're trying to make me cry. No. I wish I would have said no more often so that I can make room for myself instead of trying to please someone that only looked out for themselves. Again, this is one of those replies that I think has so much self-awareness in it. A lot of people are yes men or yes women. And that doesn't just mean saying yes to helping your neighbor or saying yes to going on a trip with somebody. Sometimes it means saying yes to something that's hurting you emotionally. That's not good. Say no to things. But it's a lot easier said than done, so I'm gonna stop preaching. Next reply. I wish I would have said I'm sorry when I had a chance. I broke off my engagement because I was questioning who I am. Now I often find myself missing her and trying to accept the fact that I will never have that part of me back. Do not cry. I wasn't sure if you were ready to be with someone seriously, but your words and actions were consistent until they weren't. And I will never be able to trust words or actions. You are the reason I will never allow myself to love again. I can sit up here and preach and say, don't hold grudges, live your life for you, don't worry about other people. But none of that matters. Really, I mean, just live your life how you want to live it. And right now, this person has this grudge with them. And that's okay. I say let go of it. But it's easy for me to say that because I'm not in your shoes. So, at the very least, thank you for being honest with this reply. I wish I could tell my mother that she is killing me. Mothers, fathers, parents, guardians, the ones that are in your life from the beginning, the ones that no matter what they do, they tend to always be able to have a lasting impact on you. It's terrible when that impact is negative, but I hope that this person can turn whatever strife they're going through into something positive, but I'm not going to cry. Next answer. I wish I had told you how lonely I was, how lonely I still am. I wish I had said the things I had been burying inside, hoping it would get better. I wish I had stayed, but most importantly, I wish you had wanted me to. I also don't want to trivialize these responses by replying to all of them, but I think this one's beautifully said. I think this is very relatable to a lot of people. Next answer. That although I couldn't show all of my emotions and be completely vulnerable towards him, I cared very deeply for him and I really loved him. that the distance between us was destroying me from the inside, and that at the time I wish we would communicate more and be more open towards each other and try to talk about our problems and fix what wasn't right. Maybe simply said, I wish I would have said how much I loved him and how much he mattered to me, and that I wouldn't love anyone the same way I loved him. Now I would say to him that I'm grateful for what we had and that we've met, but sad and disappointed that it ended like it did. I think it's incredible, the audience that watches my videos. You all seem incredibly emotionally mature. And if you're not emotionally mature, you're at least self-aware that you're not, and you would tell me how not emotionally mature you are. Anyway, I wish I told him I loved him. I didn't because I was afraid he wasn't in love. Before him, I was in an abusive relationship for a long time and from a very young age. And at the time, I wasn't aware of any of this, but I wish I had told him, because of you, I know what true love is. And although the rupture left my heart in pieces, I will always be grateful to you and love you. I thought you were the love of my life. Now I understand that you were the love of my life for the life I had. Now I have a different life, but I will always carry you with me. I'm so glad you were that person for me. It takes an incredibly strong person to be able to write something like this. Thank you for writing it. We go through our life and we meet a lot of people, and a lot of those people won't stay in your life. But you shouldn't be angry that they were there. I guess you can think of it as like they were there for a reason. I don't know if that helps you sleep at night, but it helps me sleep at night at least. I hope this is therapy for the people that are writing these, because I'm getting a lot of therapy from it. So I hope I'm not the only one that's benefiting from this. The next answer. Thank you for our relationship and our 6 years together. I will always love you just in another way. Again, very mature, very polite. I miss you. Succinct, impactful. What's that word when people don't use a lot of words? Is it laconic? Laconic. Laconic. Next question. Or reply. I wish I would have said I love you more to my mom and express, oh man, these mom ones are told myself I wasn't going to cry. I wish I would have said I love you more to my mom to express her my immense love and show her how grateful I was to have her as a role model and for all her love. Sadly, she passed away 5.5 years ago due to cancer. This taught me a lesson, and I hope everyone realizes it. Tell the people you love that you love them as long as you can. I couldn't agree with this more. Nothing is ever promised tomorrow today. Next answer. My ex-girlfriend back in 2020 had cheated on me twice before I left her. I remember on her birthday, I had booked one of the finest restaurants. Minimum wage, I had worked my butt off, in our city, and I bought her gifts that I had saved for 6 months to buy. We had a very turbulent relationship where she often tried to make me jealous, and I fell for it every time, becoming more and more jealous. In the end of our relationship, she almost made me drop out of medical school, just so I could support her economic habits. Economic habits? That's a diplomatic way of putting that. I was so isolated from my friends and family. I wish I could have turned away sooner, and I should have told her that even though she made me feel so little and insecure, it was what made me who I am today. I know that she's struggling. She's written to me many times afterwards, and I will be a doctor by summer next year. I love that. Life is an interesting phenomenon where I've noticed two principles are universal. We will all die one day, and whatever you do, it'll always come. I messed that up. Back to you, so be good. It will always come back to you, so be good. Let me try that. I've noticed two principles are universal. We will all die one day, and whatever you do, it'll always come back to you, so be good. Now, I definitely messed that ending up, and I'm sorry, but this is great. I love the story. How does the saying go? The best revenge is a dish served cold. No, the best revenge is succeeding. We're all going to meet people in our lives that are sort of put there as an obstacle, or at least it feels like it. I mean, it's kind of what you do with their presence in your life that makes you who you are. You can have someone in your life that hurts you and then ruins you, or you can have someone in your life that hurts you and then you become a better person. And that's not to give them any merit. It's not to say, oh, thank you, I'm so happy you were mean to me. But it's more so a testament of your character and who you are. So you should be proud of that. So this girl that cheated on you, I'm sorry, but you seem to be doing very well now. And that's really cool. I wish I would have told my dad that I never forgot him telling me he didn't love me, even if he was drunk and doesn't remember. That has stuck with me. My eyes are still dry. You guys are trying, but my eyes are still dry. I was an exchange student in the US when I was 16. I fell in love with a boy, and I think it has been my only love so far. We spent a whole 10 months together and became best friends as well. I wish I would have told him how much he meant to me. But during that time, I was really shy, and I did not have the confidence. Time to time, I still think about him, and I know things would have ended differently if we would have lived in the same country. If the person who wrote this is watching this, write to the person. Just see what they're doing. Say what's up. I really like reading these. I mean it when I say it feels like therapy. It feels like I'm gaining something from this, and I hope it feels like you're gaining something from this. At least the person writing the responses. I'm going to keep putting these questions out there, and I'm going to make more videos of this specific question because, like I said, there's like 2,000 replies, and I'm going to try to read them all. So let me know if you guys like this type of video. Let me know if you like this style of me talking. I still get a little nervous, so I'm sorry if I'm a little weird still, but we're gonna grow together. I'm gonna keep trying. Okay, thank you. See you guys in the next one. See you in the next episode of You Cry, You Lose. I'm kidding. That can't be the name for this. We're not doing that.